Hi guys, this is Sandy again. Welcome back. As in the last videos, we talked about right hand notes, left hand notes, and the notes on lines and in spaces for both hands, and we learned the sayings for the both of them. So in this video, we will be talking about high and low sounds. I mean how they are labeled in sheet music, and we'll be talking about half notes, quarter notes, whole notes, and half rests. So, and we'll also be talking about counting, and we'll be talking about black keys and notes that are not in the staff. I mean, they're not in the spaces or on the lines. So we'll also be talking about time signatures, okay? And I'll be telling you, I'll be explaining them to you because they're a little complicated to understand. Yeah. So we'll be talking about those. As you might have noticed that I put stickers on my piano because it will be easier for you to know which notes I'm playing, as it's a beginner video. So we'll be talking about the black keys and the notes that are not on the lines. Like for example, right here, they're not in the staff. They're outside. I mean, they're below. And some notes are above the staff, so we'll be talking about those stuff. Now, this note here is a C. And how do you think I identified that? So this is E, as you might have learned from Every Good Boy Does Fine. And then when you count those notes down, then you'll figure this out. So E, and then there's down below is D, and this is C. So these are ledger lines. You see this little line going through the middle of the note. These are ledger lines, meaning you can add those lines when they are going below or above the staff. Okay, hope you understood that. And there, as you can notice, there are black keys on the keyboard. How do you think that is written in the staff, and how do you think that's identified? So here, this is a sharp. You know, the sharp is the note that is right in front of a note. I mean a key. So this is C, and the note right, the black key right here is a C sharp. So the notes that are the black keys that are in front of a note is a sharp. For example, this is a C sharp, and this is a D sharp because it's right in front of the D. So it's a D sharp. But what about the E? There is nothing in front of it. There is just one behind it. So this is an E flat as well as a D sharp. Okay. So flats are written. Flats are for keys that don't that are right behind them. So flats is written a bit like a B, like that, and a sharp is written like a hashtag, like that. Okay, that's how you identify the black keys, like when to play the black keys. So if they say like E sharp, then you play this note, and if they say a D sharp, then this is it, because you use sharps and flats in black keys. Okay, now we'll be talking about counting. So you count while playing the piano because that helps you keep the beat. You know, like when they're in some songs, you hold keys for longer or shorter. I mean, they're faster than some of the other songs. That's because you're counting, meaning there are different notes that tells you how long you should hold them or how short you should hold them. So one of those notes are quarter notes. A quarter note is normally any note, or it could be a C, D, E, F, G, A, B, or any of those. So it's for example, this is an F, and if it's filled in, I mean if it's all black, then it's a quarter note. You identify that as a quarter note, okay? It's all filled in, it's all black. That's a quarter note. Any note could be a quarter note. It could be a G, E, F, B, A, C, D, any of that. Any of those notes could be a quarter note. So you hold this for one beat. So when you count beats, you count like this: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, so you count them like that. So when you play a quarter note, you hold it for one beat. So one beat is one and when you count. So one and is one beat. So like this, one and, that's a beat. 1 and, that's a beat, and that's a quarter note. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and those are quarter notes. And now this here is a half note. As you can see, it's opposite of the quarter note. It's not filled in. Look, it's not filled in. Quarter note also has this line. It's called the stem. The stems could be written downwards or up, depending on where you write them. Okay, so this is a half note. You hold it for 2 beats. It's a long note, so it sounds something like this. So 1 and 2 and. So you hold it for 2 beats, meaning you count 1 and 2 and. That's a half note. That's 2 beats. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, something like that. As you know, it's longer than the quarter note. And this is a rest. A rest is when you pause. You don't play anything, you just pause. And this is a quarter rest, meaning you rest for 1 beat. So if there is a rest written on the staff, then you just don't play anything. So you count without pause. 1 and. That's a rest. A quarter rest, actually. And now this here does not have a stem. And it's not filled in. It's just like a long oval. This is a whole note. You hold that for 4 beats. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So I'm gonna play that for you. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. That's a really long note. Okay. And here we have forte. Forte means loud in piano terms. So when this is written underneath a note or written in the sheet music, then it means that you have to play those notes really loud. So I mean loud, not really loud. Like that. And here we have piano. Piano means soft. P stands for piano, as F stands for forte. So when you play piano, it sounds something like this. It's soft. Well, as you can see, there are numbers that are written in the sheet music. This is called a time signature. So a time signature has 2 numbers. It could be 4 and or here it's 4 and 4. So the bottom 4 represents how many bars are in the staff. So if you watched my second video, then you would know what a bar is. So a bar is practically where you divide the staff into 4 parts usually, and that helps you keep track of how many notes are there in a line. So the bottom 4 stands for number of bars in a line, and the top 4 stands for the number of quarter notes that are written in the staff. In the bar. So a quarter note could be written in any way, meaning it has to just equal 4 beats. 4 quarter notes means the top 4, okay? So there could be a half note, a quarter note, and another quarter note. That's still 4 quarter notes because the half note has 2 beats. So 2 beats, 1 beat equals a quarter note. So 2 beats equals 2 quarter notes, and 2 quarter notes means 2 beats. So there are 4 beats essentially. So there are 4 quarter notes in the bar. And sometimes a time signature could be something like this. It isn't usually always 4 and 4. This is 3 and 4, meaning the bottom one stands for the number of bars in a line, and the top one stands for number of quarter notes in a bar. So sometimes there could be 3 quarter notes in a bar, meaning like there could be a half note and a quarter note. That stands for the top 3 in the time signature. Or there could also be a rest, like a quarter note, a half note, and a rest for the 4 and 4. Or there could be a half note and a rest for this time signature. So when there are different time signatures, when it's 3 and 4, then you count 1 and 2 and 3, and you count for 1 bar, and then you start over again for the next bar. And if it's 4 and 4, then you count 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then you restart for the next bar. Yeah. So now we will be playing some songs, but before I play them, I'm going to explain the notes that are written there, as well as the time signature and the other stuff that are written on the notes. So this song is called Who's on Third. So this is a treble clef, meaning all the notes in this line are right hand notes. And here's the bass clef, but there is nothing written, so you don't play anything for your left hand. And this song is played in the C position. Okay, so there is a time signature. It's 4 and 4, meaning you count 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and for this song. So there, the bottom 4 stands for the number of bars in each line. So 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 bars in this line. And the top 4 stands for the number of beats or the number of quarter notes in each bar. So here, as you can see, there are only 3 notes, meaning, but there is the quarter note that's 1 beat, and the second quarter note that's 2 beats, and the half note is a 2 beat note, so 1, 2. So there are 4 beats in this bar, so 4 beats. And the same goes right here, okay? So I'm going to be playing this song for you right now with counting. Okay. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So that's Who's on Third. I'm also going to be playing and explaining the Mexican hat dance. Okay, so here the time signature is also 4 and 4, meaning there are 4 bars and there are 4 beats or 4 quarter notes in each bar. Okay, so starting off, this starts with the left hand notes. Okay, so 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So the last note right here is a whole note, meaning you hold it for 4 beats. So that's the Mexican hat dance. So I hope you enjoyed my video, and in the next video we will be playing songs from the book from the starting, okay? So it's level 1A book. And I hope you enjoyed my video, and keep practicing, and see you in the next video.